collision. The heads-up display will need calibration.
Oh no. I'm not even playing as Bond. Well, maybe it's just for this mission. Let's not lose hope yet. Never mind. There go my hopes of playing as Bond. Why is the crosshair so high in the screen? Am I just really tall? I gotta look down to shoot everyone? Why would they do this? It's so awkward. The good news is there was an auto-aim feature in the options, so you're about to see a whole lot of people die for a very little logical reason.
Dr. No has broken ranks with our organization. He must be eliminated.
You know what? A game where you play as one of the Bond villain jobbers is cool. I'm turning around on it. I'm willing to give it a chance.
You will have your vengeance against Dr. No.
And reclaim what he
Also, holy shit, is that Christopher Lee?
The rewards will be great.
Damn, they got Christopher Lee money. Actually, I shouldn't be surprised. That man was in Kingdom Hearts. He'll do anything. Mods, turn this guy into a popsicle. Come here, you. Only real heroes use human shields. When I'm standing, I gotta look down. But when I'm crouching, I gotta look up. There's no winning. On the topic of being too tall, I'm not super tall. I'm probably a little under 6 feet. But I went to a high school full of Dutch kids, and those guys are freaks. I know one guy who was so tall that when we went to the classes in the basement, he would have to crouch to go down the stairs or he hit his head on the ceiling. And I watched him do it a couple times. So I'm going to imagine that I'm playing as him. Apart from the weird crosshair position, this game is fine so far. Like, I've definitely played worse shooters or worse Bond games. But I do think it's crazy scummy to make what appears in name to be a sequel to a beloved game, and then surprise, there's almost no relation whatsoever. Like, imagine if in the next Tomb Raider game, Lara died in the first level, and you spent the rest of the game playing as someone named, like, Tom Raider. Or if in Metal Gear Solid 2, you played the first level as Snake, and then the rest of the game is someone else. Who would play that?
I'm eavesdropping on Dr. No's frequency. Sounds like the action's concentrated on the lowest levels, near the vault.
Thanks for the information, Miss Galore, whose first name I don't feel like I need to say. I don't know her that well. As much as I enjoyed the Daniel Craig era, I wish they'd continued the tradition of the girls having the stupidest names ever. Because in the Connery era, you'd be introduced to a character and they'd be like, "Hi, I'm an award-winning astrophysicist. My name is Diane Cum," but it would be spelled like K-U-H-M-M or something. And Connery would have some witty retort like, "Is that a name or a command?" And everyone would laugh as if Connery was joking and wasn't just like already thinking of a way to fondle her in the back of a rear screen projected Aston Martin while the credits roll. Was that guy trying to hold his friend hostage? Why would that have worked on me? I don't care about him.
Someone's in the tunnel.
Shut up. Actually, no. I don't care if you talk. If they wanted me to go stealth, they shouldn't have given me a double-barreled shotgun to start. That guy tried to hit me with the human shield too. Doesn't work on me, bro. I'll shoot the hostage every time. I'm like Keanu Reeves in Speed, but I'm aiming for your throat. Out of my way. I'm evil, so I don't care who I hit. Note that I didn't say morally gray, because the only difference between being morally gray and evil is whether you're hot, and I haven't seen enough of our character to make a judgment call on that. This game is kind of a mixed bag. Like, the controls are alright, but every level just goes on forever. And there's no variety at all. I mean, I've been playing for maybe 2 hours now, and all I've done is run and shoot. It's kind of boring. Hey, odd job. Okay, I guess he wasn't on our side anymore. Not sure when that happened, but also I don't really care.
I haven't kept my promise.
What? Okay, I guess it's a boss fight now. That was awkward. Well, she was Xenia on a top. Now she's Xenia over the top. Also worth noting that this game doesn't look particularly good. Like, this looks like it should have come out before or close to Agent Under Fire. But it came out the same year as Everything or Nothing. Just not sending their best with this one. This is definitely a change of scenery. But like, am I playing a James Bond game or the Tron level from Kingdom Hearts 2? Actually, I retract that first part. It's barely a Bond game. And I'd like to retract the second part because I think that's now the second time I've mentioned Kingdom Hearts 2. I like how we went from casino level to dam to casino level, but underwater. Like, there can only be so many levels to this game, and they did the same premise twice. I hadn't really thought about it till now, but these are weird enemies for a Bond game. Like, these guys look like they belong in Crisis. I wonder if this was actually an existing shooter that they retrofit to be a Bond shooter. Because the levels haven't been that weird, but the gameplay feels very Halo 2 at times. And the enemies feel like they're from somewhere else entirely. It's just a very confused game. Props to the guy who thought he could hit me on the zipline with a rocket launcher. That's some audacity. I respect that. Like, what the hell is that? James Bond doesn't fight tanks like that. Master Chief barely fights tanks like that. He's from the future and in space. Put his ass on the Doctor no-fly list. You can have that one for free, Bond.
Unfortunately, Goldeneye, I must confess that this victory is entirely mine.
Wow, how shocking that the scumbag villain I've been working for would turn out to be a scumbag villain. What a twist. I really don't love that they've just given the enemies an insta-kill gun in the final level. It's like they said, wait, the player's almost done? Well, let's make it really annoying because they'll endure the bullshit just to finish it. Wow. Not only will these guys take their friends as hostages, but they'll also shoot them when they're hostages. Kind of a hostile work environment here. I hope the benefits are good. Well, that solves that problem. Definitely not the worst Bond game. I mean, it controls better than most of the PS1 games, but it's so pointless. It wants to be cool, but there are no cool moments. It wants to have this cool dual-wielding system and these interesting guns, but you gotta crane your character's neck to shoot straight, and it's in service of all these long and boring levels. It introduces these special moves that are all functionally useless and end up just taking up your screen. It's a Bond game with no Bond. It doesn't have a personality outside of what it isn't. And you know what it isn't? First and foremost, a good game.
May I help you?
A dry martini. Shaken, not stout.
Okay, I think that may actually be Sean Connery.
Where is the girl?
And he is not trying to hide his accent at all. Holy shit. Bond focus. That's funny. Connery's Bond gets so easily distracted by shit they had to give him a lock-in button. What was your favorite iPod Touch game? Mine was Cut the Rope. And I apologize, I will try not to do the Connery accent a lot, but sometimes it just sort of slips out. It's like the symbiote, it just takes over me. Stop it, you. I'm trying to be stealthy and inconspicuous. Because nothing says unnoticeable like a Scotsman in a tux running through a hedge maze. Good to see we've still got the Dark Souls roll. Not a lot of people know this, but Spectre's never been able to kill Bond because he has crazy iframes. Ah shit, it's PS2 rendered Robert Shaw. I didn't come prepared for this. I'm really enjoying this so far. It takes the everything or nothing gameplay, refines it, and uses it to tell an already loved story. In fact, I think they should have made one of these games for every James Bond movie. They should have preceded this with a Dr. No game where you spend a bunch of the game just hanging out on the beach with, what's her name? Ursula Andress. Maybe make a Thunderball game made entirely out of bad underwater levels. And you know what? I would love to see what they do with that entire section of You Only Live Twice, where they try to pass Sean Connery off as Japanese. Yeah, this game rules. Got him. Shit. I forgot to open the door. Well, time to destroy another little helicopter. Sorry, Q. I'm sorry, sir, but you actually can't bring your helicopter inside the station. It does not count as a service animal. There was probably a more elegant way of handling that, but I don't care. As long as any part of the car comes back to Q, I don't think you can complain. There. Brought it back in perfect condition. Don't mind me, just gonna ruffle through your filing cabinets. Totally not a spy. Definitely not a famous one that the Russian army's looking out for. Has there been a single Bond game without a turret mission? I mean, 007 Racing didn't. And I don't think Rogue Agent did, because that would require them to put any sort of gameplay diversity in that game. But I think every game has had at least one. Almost like they were inescapable in the early 2000s.
Do you see anything? I see our Lecter. And it seems to
I love that he's not trying at all to hide his accent.
Who's the general? Krylenko.
You want to make a video game based on a movie I was in 40 years ago? Yeah, I'll be in it. But I'm not doing the voice. The voice costs extra. It's very funny to me that this was the Bond movie they wanted to adapt. Because there are action scenes in From Russia with Love, but the central conceit of that movie is MI6 going to Bond and being like, hey, a Russian honeypot is going to get into contact with you, but it's definitely a trap. And Bond's like, a trap, you say? Well, if I get to have sex with a woman, I think I'll fall for it. And a lot of that movie is just Bond hanging out with that girl. And it's good, but like, it's not prime material for an action game. Unless you want to do what this game did and just make shit up.
Wait! They're using tear gas. You'll need to get a gas mask from the supply wagon. I'm on my way.
That sounds like a really arbitrary way of extending mission length, but sure game, I'll do what you say. You dropped something. It's a good thing that didn't kill the hostage. Well, I'll be honest, I forgot was there.
Did you tell anyone at the consulate you are coming here?
Oh, good. We're halfway through the game and we've finally met one of the main characters from the movie the game is based on. He wasn't even getting shot in the head, he was just head bobbing. Listening to some Hootie and the Blowfish in the middle of battle. Really though, why would you ever shoot anything other than the grenades? It's like playing Sniper Elite and not shooting Hitler in the balls. It's not terrible once you get used to it, but every time they make you use a sniper rifle, it's like, oh yeah, this is a third-person game with lock on. And having to actually aim feels weird now.
I will tell you in the morning.
I think this is also the first time in any of these games that Bond's had sex in an actual bed.
Let's get to work.
We're really revolutionizing the James Bond image here.
To the passport clerk.
Oh good, an escort mission. Exactly what I wanted. I bet I can use my watch. Yeah, it just takes a while. Alright, well, Tatiana, if you want to check your emails or something, now's the time. For this level, Bond has decided to ignore the stealthy approach and just murder every Russian in Istanbul. Which I'm kind of shocked wasn't his go-to approach to the situation. Is he wearing a Santa hat? We can't be in Russia during the winter. That's the same miscalculation that Hitler and Napoleon made. And I refuse to be grouped with those losers. Oh, I can use the phone. Great. Just gonna make some long-distance calls. Anything in here? I mean, I've never ran a secret Russian base, but if I did, that's where I'd put my rockets too. Just logical, right next to my important files. At this point, you'd think they'd just stop carrying grenades. That was rude. Okay, that was way worse. Great sound effect, though. Very funny. Whoa. I didn't even see there was a jump there. It's a good thing it wasn't a big jump, or Bond and Tanya would have gone full Thelma and Louise off that bitch.
Look out, there's a jump!
There wasn't even anything in the way. Why'd you do that? Do you have an insurance policy on this boat? You just feel like bottoming it out for no reason? Are we gonna see the little shoe knife? Yeah. I love they actually kept that. It's stupid in the movie, and it's equally stupid here. Didn't even open the door. Genuinely, what was her plan? How did she get this far?
Not so fast, old man. You should have made sure I was dead.
Mm-hmm, sure. Everyone remembers when Bond fought a mecha powered by Robert Shaw. It's in film textbooks everywhere. Famously, Pauline Kael was pro it, Christian Metz was not.
You cannot hide from me.
That's a good game. Definitely not the best, and it shares a few gameplay annoyances with Everything or Nothing, but it's a fun alternate way to experience this story. And I kind of wish they had done it again with some of the other movies. Good stuff.